Welcome, pool fans, to the 2023 Rugby Barbox Shootout in Rugby, North Dakota. This is Ryan Johnson in the booth, and we are down to the final 32 in the men's open 8-ball division. First up on the stream tonight is going to be Joe Spence versus Eric Vargas. Two players out of Calgary, Alberta. They're teammates. They won 3 national titles together, VNEA Masters team titles in a row. So this is quite a matchup. This is a powerhouse matchup, folks. We got two of the best in the tournament right here off the draw. Final 32 redraw. What a matchup in store. Got Richard Martin in the booth here. Richard, say hello once again.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Get to watch two guys here that are extremely good players. Should be a great match.
We're up to 21, Richard. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Railbird Pool TV, live here on Facebook and YouTube. You can view it on either platform. Thanks for coming into the stream tonight and checking this out. You're not going to be disappointed now. We're getting down to the killers here now, Richard. I mean, this could have been the final either.
Very easily could have been.
This could have been the final, and they got to play each other out of the draw. So, and don't count either one of them out, whoever loses this match.
No, it could still be the final.
They could still get to the final. They're that good. So it's going to take a lot of mental and a lot of energy to do it. One of them's going to have to lose. This threw a kink in the Calcutta.
Yes.
You know,
whoever bought these two, somebody's right now going, uh-oh.
Someone's horse is going to have to do it from the backside. Big time, but they're both capable of it for sure, Richard. I'm glad you're here in the booth with me, Richard. This is going to be fun. I look forward to this. I look forward to it.
I'm glad I get to watch these two guys play because I'm sure I'll learn something to do with a certain situation or a certain shot, and it'll help me for my next match.
Exactly. You can always learn. You can never stop learning in this game. I don't care if you're 90 years old. You're going to learn something. But what do you see as the keys to this matchup? I mean, I know the players.
I think it's really going to be the break.
The break?
Whoever breaks better. I mean, I think it's because neither of these guys hardly ever miss if they get a chance to go out. And if one guy breaks dry one time or happens to scratch on a break, it really turns the effect over to
the other guy.
The other guy.
I kind of agree with you. I think the break is going to be the deciding factor here. And it could be not just dry breaks, it could be who gets kicked in on an unlucky kick in or something, or maybe doesn't quite hit one good and scratches. But dry breaks could come into play. We'll see.
It really showed up in a match of mine earlier as I missed an 8 to go up 3-1, and my opponent, was a very good player, he ran out and then he broke and ran. I broke, scratched, he ran, and then he broke and ran. He won 4 games in a row, and I never got out of my chair.
Yeah. And that's the caliber we're dealing with. I mean, Joe Spence is a mid-730s. Eric Vargas is a mid-720s Fargo rate if you're into the Fargo rate number. So these are high-caliber players here. Make no mistake about it. We're up to 31 viewers. Welcome. As you viewers are coming back onto the stream here, we just rebooted back up. And what we're planning to do is every match we're going to reboot the stream so that you can easily find the matchups within the Railbird Pool TV Facebook page. It will just come up as the Joe Spence versus Eric Vargas match, so you can go watch it later on, and then also on YouTube and that. So at the conclusion of every match, we'll just reboot the stream, and you'll just have to come back in, and you'll get the next match. So here we go, Richard.
Yeah.
Looks like Joe Spence won the honors here in rack number 1 to break the balls here. He was warming up his break the other day. He was hitting a break for probably almost an hour. I seen him practicing his break. I expect him to go with a head ball break more towards the center.
Yes.
Not dead center, but he's going to take the second ball break. He was practicing that too. So he's going second ball. Good action on that break. Look at that, Richard.
Yeah, I think he took the second ball to make sure. If you got a good second ball break, you're going to make a ball every time. And I think he wanted to make sure that
yeah, he doesn't want to
control the
break.
table. Yeah, he wanted to make sure to control the table.
And if you miss-hit it, you leave a really muddy table. So I like the strategy here. I like stripes for sure, Richard.
I think he's already decided that's what he's going for.
8 ball has clear sailing past the 2-6. Yep. So it's going to be stripes here. He'll start with probably the 15, clear up those 2 balls, and then
the only ball he's got to get decent shape on the shoot is the 9.
Yeah, and the 9 goes in the lower right here too now. Or not right at this moment, but it will when you get just to the left of the 9. You can shoot it all the way up. That way you don't have to get tight positioned by the 5 ball.
5 and a 2, yep.
So I think that's, or it might even go in the side here too, in the south side. So he's got a real excellent opportunity to get out here. That 8 ball is in beautifully in the open, so he has no worries. His key ball doesn't have to be nearly as good with where that 8 ball is at. It has to be somewhat good because of the 2-5 in the center of the table. But overall, your key ball isn't, it's important, but not nearly as important as other situations that are going to come up.
I think he's going to take the 9 right now.
I think you're right. He might, if he can get it, he'll take it for sure. But he was elevated. See, he'll shoot the 10 first, then he'll take it. That way he doesn't have to shoot at elevated cue.
He's gonna shoot this so he has a
level cue.
The shape he likes too, because he didn't like that. He wanted to be farther over to shoot this ball.
So
I guess not that the 2 be interfered with getting shape on his other ball down here.
Yeah, he looks real smooth right now. He'll draw back for the 14 on the side, and he's going to be out. 1-0 lead.
I thought he would have rolled that forward a little bit, but he knows more than I do.
Well, he's got such a good stroke here. He has no problems just pinching this back. He came up a little short. He's going to have to go into the end rail and back up to the center of the table. But that's not going to pose any problems for him. He might just float it in too. He might not even do that. He might just roll this ball in. No, he went into the end rail. And where's the cue ball going? No, that'll work.
Yep.
He didn't check it with any spin, like
no,
a
little
bit of left.
I think he was afraid if he put left, he might spin up there, get behind the 2 or the 5.
Yeah.
So he made sure he could see the ball cleanly.
Yep. Very smart observation there, Richard. He looks confident right now. He's shooting quick, and it was a pretty standard run out.
Yes.
I mean, especially for these guys. I mean, that was,
for these guys,
there was just no question about it.
Me, I'd have probably been plan C or plan D by now.
But Joe Spence takes a 1-0 lead, and Eric Vargas will be breaking here in rack 2. We're playing a race to 6 BCA rules. The players must use the equipment that's provided. So you can't bring your own cue ball, you can't bring your own rack, you can't bring your own ball set, any of that stuff. So you got to play with what's provided. It's fair for everyone that way. And that's where we're at. We got our sponsors in the lower left-hand screen. They added 15,000 into all the events, so make sure you check all of our sponsors out and thank them. If you see them in person, frequent their businesses, let them know that you've seen their advertisement on Railbird Pool TV.
If you got a youngster out there, right here to my right, I know Jason Klatt is signing. They're giving all the kids a free cue ball with Jason Klatt's autograph on it.
Oh, sweet! The pro is signing his autograph, giving free cue balls to the juniors, to the kids. That's great to see. Eric here to break in rack 2, trailing 1-0. Look at the control of the cue ball, but he isn't going to get any friends on the break. Excellent control, just no action with the ball. I mean, the ball's spread, but they really didn't. There was not a lot of violent movement. They came apart, but there wasn't like there's some players, they hit that rack and the balls are just flying around like rockets. Well, the balls really didn't do that, so he didn't really catch it. He caught it full, but he didn't, either the rack wasn't good or his speed was a little bit off. That 8 ball's open to either corner.
The only problem being, I think, is where the 15 is over there. He's looking at stripes, but he's got to figure out a way to get the 15 out.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely taking stripes here. The 15 is the key to this rack for sure, Richard. The 8-ball's in the open, so none of the groups are really protecting it. These guys definitely know each other. They're no strangers to one another.
No,
you've watched a lot of the Q Sports live streams up there that Ben Francis, their other teammate.
I was watching
Ryan
Joe Spence play north of Minneapolis there before the COVID hit one year, and I thought, boy, this guy's really good. And now I watch his game now, and he's even better. And he's a very
he's been going to the World 9-ball, and he went to the U.S. Open 9-ball. He's playing with the big boys occasionally.
Yeah, him and Eric have both been trying to go to the next level, and I think Joe is having a little bit more luck at it right now than Eric is, but they're both very, very good players, prominent there, and I think eventually one of them will be a champion on the road out there with the big boys.
And you got their other teammates. Stephen Holm is probably even better than both of them.
Yep.
So
I was surprised he wasn't down here this weekend with as many people as were coming down here.
I think Joe had said he was spending time with his family.
Okay.
Yeah, which is important. Families.
Very, very important. Very important. Something like that.
Family's number one. I mean, it's when you got kids and.
Well, I know if everybody knows about up here, Brent Donahue. You don't see him out anymore in about 4 or 5 years. Where he's winning everything, and his game was getting really good. But he started having more children, and he's spending time with his kids.
Yeah, and that's very important.
Pool will always be there. You only get to spend 18 years with your kids, and so. But he's still tough.
Yeah. Oh, Brent's a state champion. Yep. I mean, he's one of the best in the state for North Dakota.
Yep.
So the 15 was always going to be the issue. Is he going to bump the 7 and maybe try to dislodge it here?
That's what he's looking at there. But I'm afraid he might hit the 7 and go in front of the 15.
Yeah.
They might hit it, but they'll separate. But I'm afraid the 7 might cover it.
Yeah. See, this is very, 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 very dicey situation here.
Yeah. Well, he's got it where he can bank it now. He's looking at that.
He's got to come with a recovery shot
here. He could cut it too. He could shoot is that the 10 ball?
No, it's
come
the 14.
Over 14.
He's got to come with a heck of a recovery shot here to start with.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing easy to start, with the shot now. I mean, he can slice that 14 in. I mean, he could bank the 14, but that's not a hanger.
No, it's not. And then they're going to figure out a way to get back down for his.
The 11 is boxed in too, so this is. Even for Joe Spence's caliber, he's got to play good here. I mean,
he's looking at the 11 right now like it might go between the 2 and 1 down the corner, but I don't know how you would shoot it and get back on the 15 ball.
Okay. I see him slicing this in and trying to pinball back and forth to get on that 15 and then come around 3 rails off the 15 for the 11 and the side. We'll see if he can do that. That's what I see him doing, but he might have the 15 right now. Does he have the 15 right now?
Oh, I don't know. Now he's looking at it. That's the first time he looked at it, but I didn't see him before. Must not. He's coming over to shoot the 14.
I think he pinballs back and forth, tries to get the angle on the 15 to come around 3 rails.
I think he's going to spin it and try to run into
the
what is that, the 8-2 or is that the 6-2? 6-2. I think he's going to try to run into those so he can make the 15 and go 3 rails out for the 11.
I think he can avoid all those and just come out to where the spot is at. He'll be fine. I don't think he has to run into the 11 or the 6 and the 2.
He's playing a lot of inside English. But that'll work.
Yeah, he could just pinball back and forth. Now he's got his 3-rail angle to come into the side pocket. He just wants to avoid the scratch in the side.
Yep.
And you can afford to hit this one a little. You can afford to go a little bit longer here because you want to make sure you clear the 4. Because the back cut could be really tricky if you come up short, and the 4 might block you where you're most likely to have the shot. Even if you go into this, let's say this 4th rail up here, you're still going to have the cut even though you're going away from it. That's better than coming way short of that ball.
Yes, it is.
So we'll see his speed here. He's going to be crossing the shot line, so his speed has to be really good here. He's going to be short. He's going to be short, Richard. He just got there, but it's that cut, I'm telling you. I thought this was the because he's past the 50 of the pocket.
Yeah.
This is a tricky back
Yeah,
cut here.
he's gonna deflect off the one. I don't think there's any way he can cutting
can
it that
avoid it,
thin.
yeah.
He's got to be careful he doesn't carry him down the corner on him.
He was worried about scratching in the side. That's why he came up short. He did not want to scratch in the side because he could have put spin on the ball and he could have run into the 4, but to avoid the 4, he had to bring the side into equation, and that's why he ended up under hitting it. This will be a nice shot here, and what's the cue ball going to do and getting on that 8? There's a little bit of chance involved here.
We can't see it from here whether he's going to nick the 1 or he's going to, or at the thin, and he may run right into the 8.
Yeah, this is dicey here for sure.
He's got to be careful. You never know what angle you're going to hit that 8 ball at.
This is very dicey right here.
Oh, he didn't touch
Look
nothing.
at that shot. He didn't even touch the ball, Richard.
You got it to go inside.
Did he get a shape? Did he get a pocket, though?
Oh.
But just to get the cue ball through all that
without touching the 8
ball,
or the 1, yep.
That was impressive in itself, even though he doesn't have a hanger here.
I'm trying to, I don't know if he's got a pocket to the side or not.
I don't know. I don't think it goes by. It obviously doesn't go in the south side.
No.
But I don't think he can make it through the gap of the 1-3 in the corner, can he?
No, he's looking. Oh, I think he's going to play it into the side off the 1.
Oh, off the 1, that's a viable option. You got to let it roll forward, though. You got to make sure to get it so that it's rolling forward as it touches the 1, so that it can carry momentum and go forward off the line if you're going to play it off that ball. He tried your carom shot. That was a tough shot, and he left the cue ball on the end rail. Wow, he navigated all that traffic, Richard.
Yeah, and didn't touch nothing.
I find it hard
to believe he didn't run into a ball anywhere.
That was incredible just in itself. But Eric's got a chance here. Of course, the 2-7 is easily developed with the 6 ball here. He's just got to put down the 5 to start with, which shouldn't pose any problem for Eric. He's just looking where he's going to go with the cue ball here. He shoots a lot of big table, but this is a little pressure. I mean, I don't care how good you are. It's your first shot. You know your opponent. If you make a mistake, you're not going to get back to the table. For Eric's level here, I mean, but he's gonna put it down. I knew he'd put it down, but he got up the first time there and gathered his composure, and I've seen he just reset himself and told himself, put this ball down.
Yeah. Just make this ball. It'll give me another shot.
He looks good here now. I mean, he'll get on that 6 somehow to play the break on the 2-7 here.
I think he wanted to draw that up a little further to shoot the 6, but
he's going to play the 3 first. That was interesting.
Yeah, because he was trying to come out more, I think, for the 6.
But he can't run into the balls now with off the 3. But so he's going to have
to be careful because he's going to run into that.
The 4 maybe.
What is it? The 4 on the rail there?
Yeah. So this is, and then, and he'll be wrong angled on the 6 to play the break. So he didn't come out far enough on that ball. I think he was.
He was trying to get it to come out further so he could
play the 6 first. He would have had insurance with the 3 ball when you run into him. So that's what he wanted to do, but he came up short. Oh, he's going to play the combo. It's a good shot. That opened everything up. So that was his plan all along. Because I was going to say, how did he come up that short? So that makes sense, that combination.
I think he just adjusted for coming up short, and it's a good enough shot that he could.
But that worked.
Make it work for him.
Yeah, he's out in the clear now.
Yep,
it's going to be 1-1 here soon, Richard.
Yep, this should be good here.
I hope you fans are enjoying this. We're up to 81. This is quite a matchup here. Joe Spence versus Eric Vargas, 2 Canadian champions right here. 2 probably top 30 players in Canada, maybe even top 25 of all Fargo, right?
I would think so.
If you were to look them up, they might even be top 15 of all the entire nation.
I would think so, yes.
You're getting to see them live on Facebook, and they're in the small town of Rugby, North Dakota. trying to take down the cash here and take the American dollars back to Canada.
So that was nice there. A lot of us would like to tap that 2 in and hold the cue ball, but the better players will let their stroke out and let the ball go rail back across for shape.
Yeah.
We were down there in Des Moines a few weeks ago and watched Allison Fisher, and she gave a little seminar and stuff like that. And that was one of her biggest, I guess, advice or things like that, is that don't be scared to hit the ball and let it go in and come back and forth across to get your shape instead of trying to always slow roll things. Put a good stroke on the ball. And that's what he just did there. Instead of just tapping it and letting it come off one rail, he went 2 rails back and forth to straight in on the 8.
Good advice there, Richard. I like it. I like that advice. Joe Spence to break in rack 3. We're 1-1 in a race to 6, alternating breaks. Joe Spence implementing the second ball break. Got a couple solids down. He's got some trouble along that north rail up there. He can start with, I mean, if he wants solids, I can't tell if he can get in on that 3 ball. This is very, very interesting little pattern here. It's not just straightforward, so we get to see Joe's mind at work here, how he thinks about the shots here. I do like taking solids though, for sure. That 9 and that other stripe are real nasty. He's gonna take stripes though. Very interesting here. See what he has in mind here. I'm learning myself, so he took stripes. I would have took solids, so he's going to go into him off the 14 right now. Something. He's going to try to develop at least one of them here. I got to believe he is, because he's not going to gobble up all those ducks in the left over there to get no value out of them. You can't shoot shots that you don't get no value or not gain nothing from them, so he's going to play the break shot here with the 14. He got one of them out of there. Welcome back, Richard.
Yep.
Joe made 2 solids on the break. He ended up going with stripes. He just developed 1 trouble ball. He had a good insurance. He had a decent insurance ball with the 13. But he got on this other stripe, so he'll shoot that and probably set the 13 up to go into the 5-9 now off of after this shot.
Yeah, that'll break the 9 out for him. Then it should be okay.
and then
as long as he pushes it up.
You want to catch the south side of the 5 as we're looking at it, though.
Yes, that'll
to get it away from the cluster there.
Yes.
You don't have to go into them with a tremendous amount of speed as long as you catch that south part of that 5 as we're looking. And
that'll kick it out past the side
get the 9 out of there, and then
balls,
you'll get away from that cluster.
Any of his solids.
Yeah, and then he'll have the 10 and the 11 sitting there. So expect this to be pretty controlled here. It's not going to just be wild.
Ooh, he missed it.
He missed it. Now he's got to go with plan B here, and plan B is he's got a couple duck balls here, but he's got trouble with that 9 ball hardcore.
He scratched.
Oh, did he?
We couldn't see
he
his
was
body.
Blocking. Yeah, his body was blocking us.
Yeah, must have.
Wow.
Must have got by the 14 there and went aside.
That's a big mistake there at this level. For these guys, that's a tremendous mistake.
Yep, now it'll be 2-1 Vargas, and he's breaking.
Yeah, in a matter of probably 45 seconds to a minute, you got to expect he's going to clean
nothing
these
obstructing him or nothing in the way now. So.
Yeah. Ooh, he got a little more angle than he wanted, but he'll go into the rail, use the Allison Fisher approach that you were talking about, go to the north rail and back
come
out.
back over, yeah. So try to slow roll it and short side himself, see?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect, yeah.
Yeah. It's a little straight here, but he's got the stroke to draw back out of this.
Draw back and
maybe
then
even cheat it, go forward. He might even punch this out. Just slam it out of there. Yeah, he just drew out of it nicely. Look at that, how smooth that was.
With
Very smooth.
With the side spin there from the bottom.
Good
and make
timing.
Hit the rail and
2 to 1.
let the rail spin it up. Yep.
2 to 1, Eric Vargas. Race to 6. We are live in Rugby, North Dakota at the Armory here, folks, for the 2023 Rugby Barbox Shootout. And this is the 8-ball division. It's the men's open here. We also have a ladies open going on. I think we're down to maybe 3 or 4 players in that one.
I do believe so. I think they're just about done with that match, or they might have the 3 left. The woman from Argentina has the driver's seat.
Yeah, she lost 1 rack so far in the entire tournament. I asked her. She said she lost 1.
Oh, she did, because okay.
That's
One
what
rack.
she told me anyways.
Okay.
I had a little conversation with her.
Not a problem.
About it.
I thought it was 1 rack. Well, that's right. They did lose a match in Scotch doubles and finished second in Scotch doubles. So.
Yeah. But
very-
Eric Vargas has the honors here in rack 4. He took a 2-1 lead in that last game here. Let's see what happens with the break shot.
He made one on the break, so.
He lost the cue ball here though, so it limits
got
his
kicked.
options. He's got I like the solids here, Richard,
Yeah, I think he's going to make the 6 and go off the rail.
and play the 3
And
next.
come up and let the 3, and once he kicks that 3 in, everything should be open for him.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's pretty fortunate. He lost that cue ball forward, and he's pretty fortunate that 6 ball is sitting there. Because imagine that 6 ball is not there. He
Not
has
there.
a tough starter as far as a shot.
Yeah, 'cause it might be a 5 down the corner, getting between the 1 and the 10 or something like that. but
Yeah, and
that's a little tougher than this 6 ball is.
yeah, so I mean, you don't want to lose the cue ball forward, and he just happened to get away with it this time. But well, he tried drawing out of that, Richard. He tried drawing out of that ball, and he got himself, I think, stuck here. Does he have the 5 in the side?
That surprised me that he tried to draw out of that. Unless
He didn't want to get hooked on that 4, maybe? I mean, going
I
forward?
would think so. He could have went forward. If the 4 was there, he could have shot the 4 in the side. I mean, good enough player that would have.
Yeah. No, that was a little surprising, his route there, but I mean, he didn't execute it probably how he envisioned it, you know, his execution. But he's gonna,
Yeah, he's got to work about it now.
this 5 ball, I don't know if he's got this 5 ball, Richard, in the side. Does it go in the corner? Goes in the lower left.
I think that's where he called it.
He's gonna be bumping this 8 ball though, huh? Can he avoid the 8 ball? I don't like running into the 8 ball at all if I don't have to, but you know what I mean? I just don't like, I don't like running into the 8 ball, but you don't have a lot of options with a shot here.
He knows
though.
if he makes
you
it,
could
though,
play a safe.
he probably
you
can,
can't really play a
probably
safe.
can get out,
There's
but he's
no
got to
play
make this
safe.
one. Looks a little
Undercut
short,
it.
yeah. You know, as much as you guys playing a 9-footer,
Well,
a shot
Joe,
like that is nothing to them, but that surprised me that he missed that.
Can Joe edge off this ball? And I don't know if he can edge it thin enough and get behind those balls or not. I don't think he can. If he can, he'll try to do that, but I don't know if he can do that or not.
Yeah,
He doesn't have much of a shot on stripes right now, does he?
No, he wouldn't have liked this if he had, if Joe had made that ball. He wouldn't like where he left himself. Got a little bit of a break there to leave.
Well,
Joe
the
real
thing
tough.
is, he undercut it, so therefore, if he hit the middle of the hole, the cue ball wouldn't even be there right now. I mean, he undercut it tremendously, so the cue ball, I mean, wouldn't be there at all. Oh, he does have the 14.
Oh my
You can
goodness.
see the 14. This gets him out too. He's got stops for the 15, then he's out. Boom.
Yep.
There it is.
Good shot.
It's going to be 2-2 here shortly, folks. Thanks for tuning into Railbird Pool TV this evening. We got Richard Martin in the booth with me, I'm Ryan Johnson. So yeah, up to 98 viewers there. We got quite a treat. The first match of the redraw here. Joe Spence and Eric Vargas. They might have traveled together. I think they're rooming this weekend.
I think they did. I think they did come together.
And they had to play in the redraw, but like I said, whoever loses this match, is a threat to go all the way back through the tournament. There's no question about it. We got Danny Olson, Jeff Clare, Rory Hendrickson, Jason Klatt. Those are some of the big name players in the draw right now. So, not to mention a lot of our great North Dakota players are in the draw too. So, that's good position there, huh, Richard?
Yes, it is. Jeff Clare is here. I mean, he's gonna be a toughie.
Oh yeah, yeah. Jeff Clare is smooth.
There's quite a few, and then we always got Kenny. Kenny's here, and
is he in the redraw? Ken Adger?
Yes, I think him and his boy both made it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you got Kyle Obstedal, you got Darren Moan, Bruno Nadeau, you got Tommy Kaminsky, you got Brent Donahue, yes, you got Fletch, Dusty Geller. So you got some of our big dogs out of North Dakota. That Jeremy Slater is strong. You got some other Canadians too. Dave Strachan, very tough player.
Sean Quincy's tough.
Cornell McLean Jr. has been playing a lot of good pool recently. He won that big tournament down there at CR's, that 675 and under.
Oh.
When the pro event was going on side by side, and there was like 96 players in that field, and he went right through that field like nothing. And he's up to like a 690 something now Fargo rate.
Oh.
So I mean, he's.
You get to 680 and above or 660 and above, it just there's not much difference. They them guys can go out from anywhere.
So Joe is going to get this thing tied up here, which was expected after he sunk that 14. It was huge that he could see that 14 from Joe's perspective because he didn't have an offensive shot.
Huge. I was really surprised Eric made that mistake and let him back in the game here.
But that was a tough shot on the 5.
Yep.
It was a tough shot on the 5. I mean, it wasn't a hanger. You expected him to get it, but it was missable. I'm
curious what his thought process was shooting a 6 that way because
yeah,
I would have liked to have known and said, okay, what are you looking at compared to what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
He might have saw something I didn't even see, so that's why he had to do that. So
wouldn't it be cool to see, like, have some monitor to be able to look into read their mind while they're playing?
I'm shooting this shot because, and then, we would learn so much from that, from the better players.
Joe going with the second ball break again.
Yeah, he's second balling, and Eric is breaking from the top. So they don't quite spread as good with the second ball break,
but if you hit them good, you can get some wicked spreads with those second ball breaks.
I think
not on average, of course.
I don't know if that 10 is sitting on the rail or you can make that 10 in the side. The only one is that the 11 that's the only trouble ball for the stripes?
That doesn't, to a degree, but the 9, I mean, you got to play pretty good with the 9-15 in this ball down here. They're not exactly just boom, 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 boom. They're there, and there ain't a lot of obstruction there, but you got to play some decent position angles. Your angles and your speed have to be good to navigate around those balls. But you're right. The only one the most obvious trouble ball here is probably the 11 right now. Because I mean, he can shoot this stripe by the north of the 3 ball right in the corner right now.
He could, but I think he's going to shoot the
13
and then play this 10 off the 6.
Okay.
He might be saving that 10 ball for breaking out the 11. I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely looking at value. What's he? I mean, he's figuring out his plan of attack, how to get that to that 11 ball. There's no question about it. Right
he hasn't looked at a solid at all, so we know he's going to take stripes.
He ain't taking. And for one thing, is you don't have a starter on the solids. I don't believe, do you?
No, I don't see one.
Nothing obvious. That's high percentage on the solids, so it's going to be stripes. Is he looking to play the 11-10 combo?
I think at first he was looking maybe shooting the 5 into the 10 and making it inside, but he decided to take the stripes for sure, and now he's going to shoot the 11 into the 10 and take it off the 6.
Yeah, so this is a good shot. I like this. You got a big pocket there with the 6, and then you get rid of your trouble. But don't push the 6 too much down. Don't push the 6 too much down. Yeah. That was the problem that could come into play there, that he tied up another ball, but he's got some balls to deal with it.
Yeah.
This stripe north of the 3, I think, goes by the 5 too.
It goes either way, either cross corner, either corner.
Yeah. Straight
up and down. He didn't like his leave here. He's looking at things.
He's got to come with a shot. What shot do you have that's good here?
I would say he's got to cut the
14
in. Well, I would spin it with a little bit of right and maybe come up and break those 2 balls apart, and then leave himself to 9 in the corner.
Yeah, if you can you spin it that much and get into the 15? You think?
Yeah, you don't have to do it too hard. Just let a little bottom right.
Okay.
I think you could spin up into it.
Oh, if you think you can do that, that would be an option. I don't. I think he might be a little thin on that, Richard. But we'll see. We'll see.
Bank
what
it, or
he
he's going to
decides.
play safe.
He's going to play safe. That's a smart shot.
Yep.
Very smart
Throws
shot.
right on the 9.
Look what he did here, Richard.
And
He
bumped
put
his
the
ball.
7 down here where it doesn't go by the 8. He kept him off of a shot. He put Eric in a lot of trouble here.
There you go. And the only ball Eric can really hit is the 6, which is going to break his last ball that's next to one of his apart.
Yeah, he'll do something with the 7. There's no question if he can,
If he's
because
not
he's not going to move that 6.
He's
would he?
trying not to. He's
Oh
looking,
no,
that's why
you
he's
wouldn't
looking.
want to move that 6 if you don't have to, because like you said, that's one of his only. But once you get the 9 out of the way and then get back
It
onto
goes
the
down in
11,
the
then the
corner all day.
15 goes right in afterwards. But definitely you don't want to make it easy on him. He's going to go with the kick off the 11. I like getting that 7 out of there, but
I don't think he can see it. He looked at that
yeah,
first.
yeah, he did.
And
He
so I
did.
think his better choice is to make sure he doesn't foul,
Yeah. Oh,
so
you
that he
are
doesn't give the guy a ball. And
definitely-
he gives the ball in hand, he knows it's over with.
Yeah.
So he's going to hit the ball that he can hit to make sure he doesn't.
Definitely wise observation. Yeah, you cannot give up ball in hand. And if you do ever give up ball in hand, like I've explained it before, you got to get extreme amount of value off of it. Like if you're in a predicament where you feel like you have no chance to hit a ball, you have to get something for it, and that's usually tying up a guy's balls or something
Well,
where you can lock up
I'm
balls.
not sure, but I think he might have hit the stripe first. I looked up at the last second, so
Okay.
he kicked the 8 in trouble way. Is he? No, he hit the 6 first because the way the ball went. Yeah.
Okay. So Joe is going to come. He blocked the 8's now blocking 2 balls down here from one of each
He
group.
got lucky with that kick.
The 7's actually better than the other stripe. Well, the stripe banks to one rail if you get on it. So he'll start with the 15 here, and then he's going to,
Well, that's what I said,
he's
like-
going to have no problem. He'll start with the 15, take the 11, take the 10, then probably draw back for the bank on that stripe right in the corner, and then he'll have the game.
Yep. But the classic fact of making sure you don't foul and give yourself a chance, and that's what he did. And he pushed the 8 over in front of the hole, so it made it a little tougher for Joe to get
Yeah,
out.
at least, whoa, he missed. And it
ooh.
bought him a shot, see?
Yep.
Your little attention to detail that
Yep.
you're talking about, not giving up ball in hand. And he got a little bit of reward by blocking this hole.
Yep.
And now it led to a turnover. And does Eric have the 6 ball here?
Eric still has a lot of problems there with
Yeah,
this
does
cluster,
he
but,
have this?
but at least he's at the table.
Oh, yeah. He needs to have this 6 ball if he wants to have a legitimate shot. Otherwise, he's going to have to edge off this 1 and try to roll right back onto the 6 ball. He can, if he can't see the 6, he'll edge off the 1 and go right back off the rail into the 6. But if he
Yes.
can see the 6,
And
he'll
try
try
to play a
running
little
out. He can see the 6.
See the 6. He's going to try and bump his ball out of the way. Didn't get much for that.
No,
but,
he didn't get much. He
but
didn't
he's got
get
a
much
shot with
out
a
of
5
that.
to come over into it.
Yeah, and he doesn't have much insurance. He don't have any insurance, so he's got to
No.
play this good. He might play for the combo next. Does the 3-1 go? 3-1 combo?
Looks like if you get the right angle, he can get it and break
Yeah, I
those
think
up.
he can just come off the rail and slide between the gap there a little bit and not get real close. But if he looked at it, I don't know if it goes or not. But if he
We'll
can
be able
get
to tell
through there,
ours.
he won't have to run into
If
these
he
balls.
shoots the 5 soft, it goes. If he shoots the 5 hard, he's trying to break them
Yeah,
up.
yeah, that will tell the.
We'll see-
That'll
we'll see
tell,
what he's gonna
tell
do
the
here.
Story.
He's still looking at that 7, knowing that he's got to, whatever he's got to do, he's got to get a ball to get down the other end of the table. Because I don't know if the 7 will go by that 8.
I don't
think it's
believe
gotta go
so.
the other way.
I don't think, no way.
So he's
I
got to
don't think
he's
it-
got to
no
make
way
it go
it
the
does.
other way.
So yeah, he's got some work ahead of him here. This is fun watching these racks where it's not tic-tac-toe. Because like
It
you
is.
said, you get to learn something.
Learn what they're going to do in each
Yeah, and
situation.
everybody sees it differently.
Yep.
2-2 here, folks. I'm glad you guys are all tuned in. We're up over 100 now, Richard. So anybody
right.
that shared the stream, we appreciate it here at Railbird Pool TV. This is the 2023 Rugby Barbox Shootout here. This is going to probably become an annual event. So
Ooh. He didn't get much out of that unless the 3-1's frozen together and it'll go straight in.
Oh, you're welcome. Yep, they did a redraw, Mark. I'm sorry we missed the comments here. We'll try to pay a little more attention to the comments too. Sorry about that.
After the Calcutta, they did a redraw.
Yes, sir, Mark.
Starting all fresh. Everybody loses their loss,
so
and everybody starts fresh.
Yep, they get their loss erased off their record. So
he made a good shot there in the 2 and broke these 2 balls up. So
yes, very good. But he's still got to get on that 7.
that's what he's looking at right now. How is he going to do it?
Yeah, he needs a good angle. He needs an angle on whatever ball he goes to it. I don't think he tries to go for it now with the 3.
No, he's looking at now what kind of angle he needs after he makes the 3.
Too much. The 3 is too much of an angle right now, so he can't do it with the 3 right now. Plus, then he's going to
bring
to
it
go
back a
down
little bit,
for the 1.
and he's going to show.
Ooh,
now he thinks he has the. Well, no, he drew. I think a little bit too much.
Yeah, he's got too much angle here because it does not pass the 8.
No.
I mean, unless I'm being fooled by the screen.
Yeah, he needed to be just a little bit shorter with that, and he would have had an angle to roll down there. And
he's in big trouble here. He's going to have to bank the ball, I think, or he's looking at a different line here. Yeah, he's going to be going over to,
well, he's going to make it. He's going to try and use the, is that the 11, to deflect the cue ball over to the right side of the 7 that he needs.
That would be a pretty shot, Richard.
It would be a pretty shot.
That would be phenomenal
he's
control.
looking at it right there.
He's looking at it. Yeah. You are correct. That's a pretty shot if he pulls that off.
We'll see. That's what he's going to do. Nope.
Caught it too full, maybe, or
because he obviously did because he didn't even make the 3. So he was concentrating so hard on doing that, and when he didn't make the 3, it threw the ball. He got too much of the 3, so he didn't get the slight deflection.
He might have the ticky on the 14 here.
Yeah.
The ticky eventually might work on the 14 here. I think it does.
If it does, he'll shoot it right now.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of insurance, so just watch out where that 8 ball goes. You don't want it to roll up on the 7.
This will be a gentle shot.
Oh, he didn't even have to ticky it.
Clean.
It went all day long. Drive a truck through there.
Yeah.
Drive a Mack truck through there.
Well, that should do it then.
Oh, yeah. If he doesn't.
That might tick the 8 and roll it up towards the 7 to make it a little tougher, but when he went clean, I think everything's good here now.
Oh, yeah. This is smooth sailing. He'll come back and forth across for that other
there's the thing I got to learn right there. How he let it out and hit one rail, came into the second rail, and came back out. Me, I would have just tapped it soft and then tried to.
Yeah, and you invite skids.
You
invite skids and tentative strokes and lack of confidence.
You guys out there that are learning or coming up, learn that. Let your stroke out when you can. That way you'll prevent miscues and
skids, tentative stroke.
Yep.
It builds confidence too because you learn to move the cue ball with some confidence.
And plus, anybody who's played for a few years knows that when you play on any bar box, and it's been played on a lot, there could be a tendency to be a roll or the felt skids, like you said, and a little bit of that, and letting your stroke out and just going through a ball will prevent that.
It definitely decreases the percentages of bad things happening.
Yes.
For sure. Good advice there, Richard. See, this guy's got a lot of wisdom for his. How old are you, Richard, if you don't mind sharing?
I'm 63.
63.
I'm an old retired guy.
You're enjoying the retired life. You and Karen, you were down in the Florida area enjoying some Twins spring training.
Yeah, we went to spring training with the Twins, and I was hoping the snow would be gone when we got back, and obviously it's not, and obviously we're going to get some more, which is ridiculous. But
yeah, you tried to avoid you wanted to come back to 60 to above, and it's just not cooperating right now, Richard.
Yeah, usually when we come back from spring training, it's just starting to melt. We get some 40 or 50
degree
days.
40s or 50s.
It has not cooperated this year at all.
Oh, Wednesday morning it was 15 below where I live. And then it warmed up to about 10 above by about 11 in the morning.
Eric just scratched. This is going to give Joe a really big chance.
That is a costly mistake. Yeah. It didn't get kicked in. He actually forced that one in the side, so that was all on him. He mishit that one. And that's going to put him down 4-2, most likely.
Most likely, and then he'll be breaking.
Yeah, that's a commanding lead in a race to 6 with the break. The body language of both these players when they came over to the table, I noticed, out of the two players, I noticed the body language looked better on Joe than on Eric. Eric was like thinking, I can't believe his face almost was like, I can't believe I'm playing Joe right away in this redraw. But
Joe came over first, walked up to the table, hit a few balls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Eric came sort of walking over real slow and stuff like that.
Yeah, the body language I noticed, and I don't know these guys real well, but I'm pretty good at reading body language. And you can usually most people give away out what they're feeling inside. And that's just the feeling I got when I looked at the two players. And right now the score is 3-2. And Joe seems to be the little bit of the stronger player right now. Huh?
Right now. He seems to be in the stroke much better.
So he's figuring out his pattern here. Solids is definitely what I like. So he's shooting so I guessed one right here in my mind, Richard. Wow, I mean, I know this was a tough one, folks. This was a really tough decision to take solids here, but I mean, it was.
I think he's going to shoot maybe shoot is that the 2 up here? But I think he's going to shoot the 5 first.
Yeah, he'll clear these 2 balls out of here, and then he'll work his way to the other end. The thing is, he might almost have to save that 2 ball as his key ball, but
then he's going to. He might be going to roll out here and shoot the 1 next.
He might get the 1 next and then shoot the 2.
He's going to save the 4 for the 8 ball. It looks like.
The 4 on the left.
Oh,
here?
the 4. No, is that the 2? The 2 by the side pocket.
That's what I first thought. But you got to be straight. You want to be straight on it.
Because he's going to tap this in and shoot the 1 next. It looks like is what his pattern he's looking at.
I kind of like the 2 as the key ball if you can get straight on it, because you work in sections of the table. You're not moving the cue ball as much this way. You're not moving the cue ball all around. So if you save the 2 to the end, and he's got the control to get straight in on this too. So
I think he's going to shoot the 1 and then shoot the 3 and come over to the rail and shoot the 2, 4, and then stop the 4 and just shoot the 8 ball.
Okay, use the 4 as the key ball.
2 ball. I keep getting mixed up with his dark colors.
Yeah, the 2 ball, the blue one.
I am 63 and my eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
On the stream. It's very tough to tell the purple and the blue.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if he went, but I don't think that's going to hurt him.
No, he might shoot the 2 now. Now that he moved that stripe out of the way, you shoot the 2 now. He moved that stripe on purpose so that he could. It's going to make this a lot easier, I believe. He doesn't have to save the 2 to the end now. He can take the 2 out of there now. He's got all the options. He could do this a couple different ways.
He's trying to figure out his best way for him to, because the 8's out in the open, so he just needs the ball that.
Yeah, so he's going to stick to the initial plan, and that's to most likely save the 2 to the end. He came up short on the 3.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to change plans again.
Well, if he shoots the 3, he's going to run into the. Is that the 10 over there? He's going to run into it. And
right now, so what he'll do is shoot the 2, and then he'll use the 2 rail out of the corner to come out to the center of the table, just past.
Yeah, he's going to shoot
just past the 14.
2 first. I think he's going to leave it right there.
Well, he'll come off the rail, of course.
Just a little bit.
He's going to pop it off the rail a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And he might be able to come 1 rail right up the seam.
Yeah.
Or he'll come 2 rails out. But it looks like he's just going to come 1 rail.
Yeah, he's going to go
between
the 10 and the 14 and just roll down the table.
Yeah, I like just coming up the seam 1 rail here because you take the 13 and the 14 out of hooking yourself. Now the key here is, Richard, you don't want to try to get greedy with your length.
Yeah, you don't want to go too far.
Just get enough off the rail, a little bit out by the foot, the head spot, just to take the shot on the 8 here.
Yep, make the cue ball come back about right where the 3 is now, right where you're shooting.
Yeah, I don't get greedy here, but these guys, their cue ball is so good.
Yeah, that cue ball control.
Even at this level, I don't think you want to get real greedy. Oh, he did the 2 railer, like I had said initially.
I guess it came out in the open. It prevented
him
from
getting. He had more angle than I thought.
Yeah, prevented him from getting stuck behind anything.
That was the shot if you had the more angle. That was what I initially had thought he was going to do, but I thought he got too flat for that. But no, that looked
all right, 4-2.
Routine.
Joe's break.
Yeah, that was a big scratch there, and he didn't get unfortunate. He forced it right in the side, so that's on him.
I need Jason Platt to table 2. Jason Platt, table 2, please.
rack number 7, folks. Hope you're enjoying the stream. We got 818 viewers on there right now. It's great to see. Joe Spence at the table with a 4-2 lead over his traveling partner and companion
Oh, look out.
and teammate, Eric Vargas. He almost scratched, but he came up dry.
And Cuba almost got kicked in. Oh, he
This
made
is-
one.
Oh, did he make one? He got the one.
Well, yeah. But the
bad.
pile came over and kicked that cue ball. I thought it was going in.
That would have been bad luck
Yep, that would have
because
been
it
bad
would have
luck.
got kicked, and Eric needed that big time.
That would have put Eric back in the match.
He's got some issues there with the 8-ball. See, I always look at the 8-ball first, Richard, and work backwards, and the 8-ball is in a tricky spot right now. So,
Yes.
so I look for
I gotta-
groups that get me to the 8 the best here.
I think he's looking at maybe shooting a 5 cross-side, back cut a little bit, and let the cue ball go into that mess and break it apart. And I think he's going to take his chances of running from there. But
Okay, you would have insurance. You would have insurance with the 6-ball. That is a viable option.
6, 7, and the was that the 2 down the
If
rail
he
there?
if he feels like he can get real good control with the outcome of what them balls are going to do, because the 8 is going to be moving. He is pretty thin on that 5, so I don't like moving that 8 with any kind of speed.
No, not hit this hard. Yeah, no, just because he's going to
But
run
he
it.
is kind of thin. But I think your shot works here. He's just got to be careful. I mean, he's going to shoot your shot, and he's looking to play it with some control here, not
Yep,
just
not too hard. He
reckless
just wants to
abandon.
separate the 2 and the 3 from the other
Yeah,
balls.
see what
or the 4
are
and the
those
3.
balls exactly going to do here?
Yeah, that's what he's looking at. So he's not
this
gonna really-
doesn't have to come out
Not
perfect.
going to really pound it because he's got 3 open balls at the other end of the table. There.
I think
He didn't get a great break out of it, but
that didn't work out too bad, really,
he can-
considering you were running into those balls
Yeah.
and you really didn't
he's got
have
he's got the
clear
3
cut.
or the 4 or the 2. I guess it's 3 or 2. But my nemesis is shooting over the top of a ball. It's tough to put any English or control for me. These guys are a lot better at it than I am, but I think any player can tell you shooting over the top of a ball when your cue ball is frozen on is really difficult. He was to the side a little bit, so he was able to put some inside English on it.
So the 7 ball gets him out on the 8 unless he wants to break it out right now, shooting the 7 and bump that 8 a little bit out of there. And then have insurance with the 4 ball down in the lower left here. But
Yep. I think he might be shooting a 3 first, though, since he doesn't have a.
yeah, I mean, I kind of do like getting that 3 out of there first.
Because I don't think it'll go by the 11 in the corner.
Yeah,
So he's got the
exactly.
pocket for it right now.
So it would be very wise to get that 3 off the table first.
I think he went a little bit more angle so he can come over for the 2 a little bit better.
Yeah, the 7 passes the lower right,
Yep.
so he'll use the 7 as his key ball.
He just got to
The 7 will be his key
get
ball.
get him a shot on the 2 here, and then he should be able to handle the rest.
Yeah, the 7 ball's an excellent key ball. The problem with this 6 is he's going to have to go forward 2 rails to get almost straight in on the 4 ball. So you'll see a nice, pretty stroke here. He could also just accept the shot and then pinball the cue ball back and forth off the 4 to get straight on the 7 too. It's just
I think that's what
personal
he's going to
preference
do.
here.
He's just going to stop it there and bounce it off the rail.
And then
shoot
he'll
the 2.
pinball back and forth. His speed's got to be good here though, because if he gets too much to the rails, to the south rail, then he'll be going away from the 8.
Yes.
But yet you also got to get by the 12 or the 12 ball. So his speed has got to be spot on right here. I mean, he's hitting a very tiny spot to be prime position on the 7. Because if you get north of the 12, you're going to have too much angle.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough to.
And like I said, if you get right on the south rail, then you're hurting too.
Totally agree.
So we'll see his speed here. This
Looks pretty good. Better bounce off a little bit.
he's southbound.
Yeah,
This
a little tough.
is tough position here. He's going to show
Well-
us a stroke here or some kind of shot
I think,
making.
yeah, he's going to deflect the cue ball off the 14 and roll down behind the 8 and shoot the 8 in the side, I think.
I guess that's what he was looking at, Richard. That takes a sweet shot, huh?
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's just an automatic angle off the 7. I don't know. He knows better than I do. But
Yeah, he's at the table, but that's a tough shot, even for this guy's speed.
Yeah.
This is not straightforward. That's why I was saying that shot, that position shot, was very difficult that he was trying to get on. He had to be perfect on that ball. You call?
And
Oh,
didn't
he was
even-
able to
didn't even
split through the.
Split
But
without
see
even
how
touching it.
smooth he hit that? So
Yeah.
it went forward off the tangent line.
Yep.
Soon, if you hit it any harder, you run into that 14.
yes.
That was beautifully played there by Joe.
Yep.
That's why the guy is one of the favorites in this tournament. Playing
I do
shots like
believe
that.
it was the high Calcutta.
Danny Olson was. Danny Olson was the pick of the field, but I don't know if that was the top dollar amount.
Joe was the second pick of the field.
But actually went
I think he went for more than
more
Danny
money.
did.
Yeah, you are
But they're
correct.
pretty close. They're pretty
Yeah,
close.
so you are correct. He was the second pick of the field and went for like $100 more, I think.
Than Danny did.
Yeah.
Good shot, Joe. It's
Great out there, Richard, huh?
Eric's breaking.
Down 5-2. We're going to take a quick 30-second commercial break, folks. Stay tuned.
Nestled in the geographical center of North America, Rugby provides a hometown atmosphere to grow your family and business with safe neighborhoods, good schools and daycares, trusted medical facilities, and a diversified economy from manufacturing to healthcare. Home to almost 200 businesses, big and small, Rugby provides an abundance of activities indoors and out. Rugby, North Dakota. Come for a visit, stay for a lifetime.
Welcome back, folks. We got Eric Vargas at the table, down 5-2 in a race to 6. He is at the table breaking, though, so he's going to go with the second ball break. He needs to win 4 in a row. Dry break there, and Joe Spence is at the table. He's going to end up opening up his 15 right now, and he's got beautiful insurance with that 12-10 ball up in the corner right there. So welcome back, Richard.
Well, it's good to be back.
Eric came up dry, and Joe had his trouble ball, perfect shot on a ball to open up his trouble ball right away with beautiful insurance, and he made a bad shot there, though. He made a
that
bad
might have been a
shot there. He
mistake there, yeah.
overhit it. He overhit it.
Yeah, I thought he
lost
would
the cue
really
ball.
would slow roll it and shoot one of those 2 balls down the corner. He may be a little hooked here now.
Does he have that ball?
Maybe you can see the
If
11.
he has this ball, he can count himself fortunate, because I don't think he was playing for this shot,
No,
was
the
he?
13. Can he see it?
I don't think he was playing to be that close to the 4. I mean, because if he bumps the 4, wow, he did have it. Because, I mean, if he bumps the 4 any harder, he might not even have the cue ball might go forward a little bit, and then he doesn't have the 13 at all there. But
Yeah, you can see him going around the table a little quicker and shooting a little quicker. I think he's feeling the like he's out and going to win here.
yeah, that 8 passes the lower right. It does not pass the upper right, and also goes in the 2 side pockets. So he's got to have a good key ball here, Richard, and a good angle on that key ball. Your key ball is very important here to have a good angle. So we'll see what he plans on doing here. Ooh. He's a little flat on this ball, huh, Richard?
I think so. But
I mean, it's workable.
I think he's just going to hit it and come straight up the table and shoot
yeah,
these
it's
down the
workable,
corner.
but he
Yeah.
wanted more angle, though.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to do a.
This is manageable, but he didn't. He wanted more angle.
I don't think he wanted to have to hit this hard. Drew at 2 rails to get up on top of him.
A little short.
Yeah, a little short.
Just a little bit short. This is dicey now because if he cuts that ball and he's running into that stripe, where's it going? And then you got to come up with an angle on it to get on good on that 8 ball. So this is.
This could very easily make the ball down the corner, and then that other stripe could come back and go on the side. Then he doesn't have a ball to get on the 8.
Well, the 8 goes in the lower right. So let's say that your shot happens. He cuts it in, he banks it once back and sticks the cue ball there. He'll be
as long as the cue ball
that
stays.
Would just be. I mean, that would be.
As long as the cue ball stays on that side of the table.
Yeah, I mean, if he runs into that full and banks it across one rail after contact.
I think when he cuts it, did he just call the bank back?
He is. I like it.
Instead of shooting, I like it too.
It's probably.
I would cut the ball on the corner and hit it soft. But no, he did just fine here.
That was the shot I love. That was
just
fine.
Shot. Okay, now
now what he can do here is he can spin 3 rails around. He could either draw out of this 1 rail across for the 8 in the lower right, or he'll go forward slightly 3 rails around and get between the 5 and the 4 and just cut it into the side.
Into the side.
I think the easier, safer shot is to draw back across and put the cue ball somewhere where you're at right now and just trust your shot making on that 8 ball.
Yeah, especially if it does go clean.
Because the speed required, if you come around 3 rails, your speed requirement to get into that smaller zone is just
that is a small window to hit 3 rails on this one.
But I think that's the 2 options I see, unless I'm not seeing something that I just don't see. But these guys are advanced players. I mean, I play pretty decent, but these guys are.
When he's had to hit a few balls, he's when he's gone more than going 2 rails or more, a couple of times he's been a little short. So the table must not be quite as quick as maybe a table he's playing on earlier.
Well, there are some of these tables play faster than 13. I warmed up quite a bit on 13 on the first night before the 9 ball, and definitely this one isn't as fast as some of the side tables. And there is a table out there that actually table 9 has a different cloth on it.
And
it's an experimental cloth that he's using, and it's very fast.
Very fast. That's a lightning fast table.
Yeah. So. Looks like he's going to go around 3 rails, like I said. He's cueing more high. I mean.
Yep, and it looks like it's about a perfect shot.
He hit it. He hit it. He hit my second shot. He hit it
perfect. Oh, was that perfect?
Look at that shot. That was sweet.
He could have picked the cue ball, walked around the table and set it, and that's where he would have set it at.
Yeah, no, that was a sweet shot. Nice, smooth stroke by Joe, and he's going to punch his ticket into round 2, Richard. And like I had told him earlier, we're going to boot the stream back up, folks. So just hang in there, folks.
Good to talk
Thanks
to everybody.
for tuning in to Railbird Pool TV on Facebook. So just give us a couple minutes to get another match here on the stream. Once we get a match called, I'll reboot the stream up, and then we'll do this all over again. This is Ryan Johnson back in the booth here. We're just waiting on a match to get called, and then I'm going to reboot the stream up as soon as we get the names. We'll shut the stream down and get the next match rolling here. We got some good potential matchups on that second round, so bear with us, folks. We'll be back up. I'm going to reboot the stream up right now.